call the meeting to order.
Notice of this meeting was given to all board members and associates in a meeting notice dated September 5th, 2025. Furthermore, on that date, a copy of such notice was sent to the Times, the Trentonian, and the clerk of the Township of Hamilton. It was also posted on the bulletin board at the entrance to the boardroom in the Hamilton Square Administrative Building. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Atwood, roll call.
Ms. Byrne,
Ms. Byrne will not be here this evening.
Dr. Farrar,
Here.
Ms. Harvey,
Here.
Dr. Kanka,
Here.
Dr. McSheen,
Here.
Soto,
Ms. Soto will not be here this evening.
Danton,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Thornton.
Here.
Quorum.
So we're going to move our agenda around just a little bit. We have some very honored guests here with us this evening, and we are so very proud of you. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Rocco.
Yes, so thank you, Coach. Thank you for bringing out your team tonight. We're very excited to celebrate. We've put a montage together of pictures and a video of your championship that we're going to play in a minute. However, how many of you were here a year ago, June, when you had won your second championship? Anybody remember what I said to you at the very end? See you next year? I'm going to tell you the exact same thing. See you next year. We have a three-peat. I'd love to say four-peat, right? So you had an amazing season. Congratulations. We are very excited to be able to celebrate you tonight. And also, you are the first public school softball team to three-peat in state history. That comes from hard work, dedication on the players' part, the coaches' part, and I also want to say the parents' part, because as a parent myself of children that played sports, I drove around a lot, right? And I know you do too. So thank you to all of you for all your efforts and your dedication, and I would hope to see you again next year. So we're going to play this montage, and then after that, your coach has certificates from the Board of Education and myself for you.
All right, let me write it in.
playing field hockey right now.
Congratulations to all of you. I just want to let you know is I was sitting down the third base line. I actually videotaped every one of you who came up in the seventh inning because throughout the game you started to hit that girl. You had a little bit of bad luck. The ball was going to people, and I knew something was going to happen. It was going to be special, and glad that we were able to get that on video that last moment. It really was exciting. You played a great game and a great season. Congratulations to all. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations, you're welcome.
She finished her master's on like.
She's just a glutton for punishment.
Okay, thank you. At this time, can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
We are in the library.
Where?
Whereas NJSA 10:4-13 requires adoption of the board to go into executive session, be it resolved that the board pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, New Jersey, Title 18A, and the Hamilton Township Board of Education bylaw, number 0166, hereby enter executive session to discuss a matter involving matters falling under attorney-client privilege. Be it further resolved that the minutes of this executive session shall be made public following formal action by the board and/or at the conclusion of any investigation, due process proceeding, or litigation, so long as not prohibited by law and so long as the need for maintaining confidentiality no longer exists.
Now we're in the library.
So I'm going to call the meeting back to order. We do have some presentations this evening to start the evening off. Dr. Rocco?
Yes, thank you. So we're going to have a presentation from two of our high school principals. I had asked the high school principals to come to tonight's meeting and to share a couple of slides that they shared with their grade levels at the first 2 days of school. My senior staff and I had an opportunity to see each of the principals give a section of this presentation to students, and we all thought it was phenomenal. They put a lot of work into it, and they've selected a couple of slides just to show us about block scheduling. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ragazzo and Mr. Rogers.
Good evening. My name is Brian Rogers. I'm the principal here at Steiner High School. Every year, when we first start the school year, we bring all of our grade levels in for assemblies just to explain the expectations, the rules, the protocols, what we're going to establish here at Steiner High School. Obviously, it's very beneficial for our freshman students because they are new to the school. For our sophomores through seniors, it is a little bit more of a review of the protocols and expectations that we have. This year, obviously, was a little different because we're moving to a block schedule, so we decided to bring everybody back in, and it was more of a now informational session for some of them. At the end of last school year, what we did here is we talked to our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors to prep them on the block schedule, and then this somewhat was a refreshment for our sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So we just started off, and we probably ran through a slide presentation. We did this the first week of school because we did not have our lunch periods, and we wanted to prep them for Monday, the first Monday, having our lunch periods. So we basically had almost like a 15 to 20 slide presentation. This is basically these three that I'm going to present, a very short, abbreviated version of what we did talk to our students about. How to read the schedule. Schedules are going to be different for all the students, freshmen and seniors included. So how to read the schedule, for example, the period 5, day 2, day 1, that kind of stuff. So we had how to read it. Lunch locations were the big thing because we're not just eating in the cafeteria this year, we're eating in the gym, 2/3 of the gym. So we basically broke this down into our freshmen and sophomores. They ate in the gym, and the juniors and seniors ate in the cafeteria. We also have outside our Spartan Commons, as well as our courtyard where there's seating that anybody can eat in those areas. So our freshmen and juniors eat together, and our sophomores and seniors eat together, and they basically know the designated areas to eat. Food is served in all locations, 2 serving stations in the cafeteria and a serving station in the gym. And obviously, if any of the freshmen have to or sophomores have to go to the cafeteria and get food, they are more than welcome to do that. Expectations, we talked about behavior, the responsibility that they have now with a little bit of extra freedom during the lunch period, as far as if they are done eating, they want to walk around on the first floor, they had that opportunity, but they have an increased amount of responsibility and freedom, so they had the opportunity to take advantage of that. And then obviously we always talk about the athletics and getting involved because obviously your 4 years in high school move very quickly, so getting involved obviously helps that along. Procedures and protocols, these are just very basic things. Usually I have each one of my vice principals and athletic director, as well as my head of guidance, talk about different things. This is just a quick summary as far as each of them took a specific portion of it and discussed with our students, our Google level classrooms. We basically post a lot of information in those areas, so we want to make sure that they stay up to date with all the stuff that's posted. Attendance, as far as arriving after 8 o'clock, what the procedure is, they have to report to the attendance office, get a pass. Our athletic director talked about the eligibility, online ticketing, and our behavior at sporting events, and then the Smart Pass, which all 3 high schools use, as well as the middle schools, how to work that. And again, we used it last year, so a lot of those students were, but the freshmen needed to make sure they understand it. And then we have all those instructions for the Google level classroom. And then our safety and procedures, security procedures throughout everything. Our SRO usually speaks to our students about this, especially regarding social media, locking of valuables, parking lot, those kind of safety measures. And then our behavior, and I know all 3 schools with not good standing, what that means and what that can basically lead to as far as discipline points and participating in clubs and activities. And I will turn it over to Mr. Ragazzo.
That's for me or that's for Mr. Rogers? No, it's for me, it's for him. Okay, so yes, we do, like Mr. Rogers said, we do these grade level presentations every year, but this year was a little different because the focus was about the block and what the expectations would be of our students, what they could expect to see. Same thing, I did not include my logistical information as far as where the students eat because it's very similar to what you saw with Mr. Rogers. Our presentations, I think yours was the same. We were like 20 slides each. You guys would be here all night if we went through the whole thing. So I wanted to kind of touch on some of the things that we did talk to our kids about because it was also some of the things that we talked to our teachers about at the opening day PD. There were expectations that we had for our teachers and how they were going to function in classes, and there were expectations for our students to function a certain way in class as well if we were all going to benefit from switching to this block scheduling, which we're hoping we do. So same thing, open format. The big thing that we kept presenting to them was the idea of with some freedom comes responsibility. Like in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. For these kids, with a little bit more freedom in school, they have a responsibility as well. Our teachers, staff members, we're there to keep everyone safe and make sure the kids are doing the right thing, but they also were trying to instill in them the idea that they should be making the right choices to do the right thing on a daily basis. Pointing out to them that half the school eats the first part of the activity period and half the school eats at the second part of the activity period. They're supposed to eat when they need to eat because if they don't, having everybody rush to the lunch lines at once is not going to be good for anyone because no one's going to be able to eat and the lines will be long. So they had to understand that from the beginning because for right now, like Mr. Rogers says, we have them eating, we have 2 grade levels at a time eating, and while the other 2 grade levels are in study hall. Soon we're going to switch out of that format, and the whole school is kind of going to be doing different activities, clubs, sports, some tutoring that's going to be happening, but those kids at that time with that freedom, like I talked about, they could try to go down and get to the lunch line. If it's not their assigned time, it's going to make it difficult for everyone to eat. So I think they got that. So it's like we're pushing the idea that we are a family, we are working together, we're all in this together, we have to make it work, but everyone has to do their part. The do's and don'ts, we talked about this a lot. We used a lot of adjectives and things, how you should be in class, how you should act. Things to do, hang out with your friends, be social. Talk face to face. Don't be on your phones all the time. Don't, use this as a time, this freedom, use this as a time to get to know people in person. We talked about keeping the building clean, cleaning up your garbage. And I have to say, knock on wood, they've been very good about that so far. It's still early, I understand, but they have been very good. Respecting people's personal space. Be friendly, be respectful. Obviously, don'ts. For right now, no one goes on the second floor during the activity period, but that will change eventually. You're not leaving your garbage out. You're eating in the library, no eating in the library hallways, and you cannot leave the building. The adjectives that I was talking about, the descriptions, present, in class, being present, physically present, mentally present every day, active, attentive, diligent, driven, eager, be team-oriented. We showed this slide to our teachers at the PD so that they would know what we were going to tell the kids for how they should act in their class, so that they would also know, okay, we're in it with you, teachers. We're in this with you. We have an expectation from our students, but we also have an expectation from you as staff members. So now we do have Mr. Smith from West could not make it. He has a family engagement tonight. We do have his slides, but they're more just logistics. We're just kind of showing you that he does have it. We also, I'd like to, Kate, if you could put this on the record, I think he owes us lunch because we're presenting, he's not, so let's put that on the record. So we say that in public, correct? Yes? And that's it. I mean, so it's really kind of like I said, these are the things we stress to the kids. This is what we stress to our staff members. We have to work together on this. We've, made this huge shift this year. I mean, I've been in this district for 29 years, and it's always been 42, 45. We switched one year, I think we did like a little bit longer, 50 or something, yeah. But this is a huge shift, and I think right now it's working pretty well. So thank you for your time. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present.
So I'd like to thank them both for coming out tonight, and I know Mr. Smith wanted to be here. Just so the public knows, this has been 18 months of planning, 14 months of training. We've done this in a very methodical way, and every month a large group of us have gotten together to discuss how it's going, how the transition is going, and so that the public understands. One of the reasons why we implemented this block scheduling is because we are working on improving the opportunity for students to learn, right? So 40 minutes is the standard that many of us went to school for, or you change every 40 minutes. This is 80-minute blocks. There's an opportunity to go deeper. There's an opportunity for teachers to work with students in small groups. And so it's an opportunity for our students to enhance their learning. And also, 40 minutes, change a class, 40 minutes is not the way life is outside of high school, especially students that are going on to college or students that are going to go on to the trades and take classes at night. They're not 30, 40 minutes. They're longer than that. So it's also giving our students an ability to train themselves for a longer learning environment. So the last thing I'm going to say is I want to thank them for coming here, but Mr. Rogers told me a story about the first lunch period and tell you the transition with some freshman students who, and tell me if I get this story right, but they came into the lunchroom and all the kids that were upperclassmen were going and getting their lunch, and a group of these freshmen were just kind of sitting at the table and not getting lunch, and they needed to get lunch, and they weren't used to what was going on. And I think it was you or one of the other administrators went over to them, and they were waiting for their number to be called, their table number, which is a very middle school thing. And so with freedom comes responsibility. They weren't yet understanding the freedom that they had. They could just get up and go, but I think they're good now. So gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your night. Oh, we're not doing questions, sorry. We made a concerted effort to look at how we could improve instruction. And so 18 months ago, we made the decision to go to block, and we've done the training to implement it for this September. So it's been on the table for discussion probably for 2 years. So.
for Mr. King.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Rogers, and thank you, Mr. Ragazzo. We appreciate that very informative presentation on block scheduling. So thank you again for taking your time to come out this evening. I'm going to move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Rocco?
Thank you very much. I have a few items here for the start of the school year. Many times I've spoken at these meetings about our need to come together and be less divisive. I again do that today. No person should fear violence, be injured, or killed for their right to speak, nor should anyone celebrate violence against anyone who has a differing view. Just as no student or school employee should fear for their safety at school. Today, I again ask that we, as the adults in our community, find a way to be less divisive and more collaborative. I ask that our community, as a community, we find ways to listen to each other and talk more in terms of we and us, and less in terms of they or those people. Maybe we, in our small corner of this state, can be a positive example of people with differing opinions and beliefs who can come together to be more respectful of each other and more willing to find a middle ground. This can help our community, but will absolutely help our children. With that, I'd like to go into my normal standard superintendent's report. School opened on September 2nd for teachers, and we had 2 professional development days. Our students' first day of school was September 4th. Thank you to everybody who made that start a success. Special thanks to our custodians, maintenance, and ground staff for their hard work over the summer to prepare our buildings and grounds for the first day of school. I'd also like to thank our office staff, faculty, and instructional staff for their work in making our schools and classrooms look warm and inviting. Our annual elementary schools instrumental demonstration and information night took place on September 10th. Again, it was a huge success with hundreds of families attending the event for students in grades 3 to 5. We have a strong commitment to the arts for our students and having an opportunity to learn an instrument. We will again offer dual enrollment for college credit to our high school students. Virtual information sessions are as follows. One of the dates, August 26th, has already passed. That was our Carpenters Union for applied technology courses. September 8th will be Fairleigh Dickinson for business courses. September 22nd will be William Patterson University for world language courses. And September 29th will be the College of New Jersey for advanced placement courses. Again, I remind the community that we have a robust program for our students to earn college credit. And we were the first district in the state of New Jersey to reach an agreement with the College of New Jersey that every single advanced placement course that we offer, a student can receive college credit for. And we had many students take advantage of that opportunity last year, and we hope that that continues this year. Back to school nights are in full swing. Parents, please go to your child's back to school night. It doesn't matter if your child is 5 years old or 18 years old. Your presence matters. Your involvement in your child's education matters. Your collaboration with the teachers and the school matter. Check out our district website and the calendar that lists the activities and events happening in our schools each month. You'll see we have a lot of things happening in our schools every week, every month throughout the school year. A few items to keep in mind on the calendar. I have 2, and I'll add to those each month, but we have our first Special Education Parent Advisory Group, CPAG, meeting on October 7th at 6 p.m. at the Crockett Library. And I know this date is far out, but this is a wonderful event. Our annual HTSD Community Fair will be on March 10th at 6 p.m. at Crockett Middle School. I know that Dr. McSheen will talk about DCR later, so I did not want to take those dates from you. And also a reminder that school safety is everybody's responsibility. Each year, we work to enhance our school security. That will be talked about tonight. We continue to reinforce, if you see something, say something. If something seems out of place, something seems suspicious, something said doesn't seem right, say something. Please do not post on social media requesting feedback if you should say something or not. If it's a concern, contact someone. If schools are closed and you feel it's an emergency, call the police. And that's just a reminder that we're all responsible for school safety. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rocco. I'm going to move on to our committee reports, and I'm actually going to start with Mr. Kanka for Finance and Operation.
Thank you. Finance and Operations, we met on September 10th, 8:30 in the morning. Myself, Mrs. Thornton, Mrs. Harvey, and all those from the senior staff who attended. I appreciate your input and your attendance in that meeting. Our very first item on the agenda was Dr. Rocco's communications report, community update. And he was proud to say that he's had the recent community update had over 5,500 views, which he kept telling us about it because he was so proud of those people that were so interested in what Hamilton Township is doing. And then we went into our agenda. Our next item on the list was our door sensor installation update. It's a project that was started in the summer, and it's continuing on into the school year. We'll assure you that any of the work that's being done during the school year is being done at night, so there's no interference with students in the school. Then we moved on to our capital project update for the summer of 2025. We all know, as been reported, we have continuing work at the North Auditorium. The completion date now has been determined to be somewhere around December the 23rd. And the reason for that, we had a month-long delay due to an abatement issue, but that has all been cleared up. Contractors are working, and we're hoping that this will get done on that date. Our HVAC project at Layler, the work begins, the second shift has begun on the glass windows that had been delivered and were from back order. The new schedule for the work hours was put together in preparation for the second 50% of the project to be completed over the summer of 2026. That too has also been reported at our last several meetings about the project being shifted into 2 years. And I will remind you that the reason why it went into a 2-year project, we're still waiting on a transformer installation from PSE&G. The Arville Heights boiler is on schedule for completion by mid-October. Phase 1 of our pool conversions, the vendor agreed to negotiate after 2 failed bids and updated the award that will be awarded in September. The updated award will be added to the September meeting, which is tonight. There was a negotiation of $174,000 in savings from the bid, and the schedules will be developed for the construction. The estimates are time frame is 4 to 6 months, and I will add to this. This money will be coming out of capital reserve. There seems to have been some confusion over the past several months where the money's coming from. Capital reserve. The committee discussed the district capital needs for potential projects in 26-27. Phase 2 of the pool project for completion. The west and east auditoriums, which is in discussion on how that's going to be scheduled out. Modular classroom needs, a clock system, district-wide, a district-wide upgrade of the clock system, and intercom system updates at specific schools, Reynolds, Grice, East, and Crockett. And roof needs. There are various schools, and there are several falling out of warranty. HEP, the rest of Grice, Layler, Cooser, Yarville Heights, and Kistart. Facilities updates by Mr. Miranda. There's been ongoing plumbing repairs over at the Grice Science Room. That is project is still in process. There's going to be an HVAC upgrade in the North Trainers Room. Blocks, and then we went on to we reviewed the block scheduling lunch update. I'm sorry, Mrs. Atwood and the committee updated the new scheduling for lunch, multiple serving lines options at all 3 high schools. There was also an inquiry about school uniforms. The committee discussed it. We're looking into what the costs are going to be for that particular program, if it's needed at all. Transportation, as you know, we had reported that the district had located a property that was owned by Shepherd Bus over on East State Street Extension because we had nowhere to park our leased buses. That facility is being updated by the landlord, and it appears that our staff over there is thrilled to death that they have their own little entity to work out of. Drivers have their own place to park. We secure the buses in that lot. It's a secured lot. So we're very, very happy with the results of what's going on over there. And we just talked in general about the facilities plan. The chain of command district is working on drafting a document on the process of individuals to obtain resolution to questions and or concerns. And that really concludes my report on that. Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, October 24th at 9 a.m. If any board members have any questions, I'll be happy to take them.
Thank you, Mr. Kankit. Do we have any questions on the finance and operation? Dr. Ferrara?
When you mentioned uniforms, you meant athletic uniforms,
No, school,
school uniforms for elementary school? Or?
students,
Well, I know for students, but at all levels?
yes. It was something that was brought up,
Okay.
not by the district, it was brought up by 2 parents. I was sent an email, and they were inquiring about it. That was it. So I emailed the individual back, and I said we will discuss it in committee.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear, when you said uniforms, I wasn't sure what you meant. Thanks.
Do I have any other questions on finance and operation? Okay, seeing none, I will move to personnel. Dr. McSheen, I believe you'll be doing the report for Ms. Soto.
Yes, I will. So Ms. Soto cannot be here tonight. She asked me to do the report, so I will be reading her report. Okay. Just flip through here. Great. The Personnel Committee met on September 10th with Ms. Soto and myself, Dr. McSheen, Dr. Rocco, and members of his senior staff in attendance. The committee reviewed vacancies for the 25-26 school year. Recruitment efforts remain ongoing. However, Dr. Copeland shared that the district, as of our meeting, had only 7 vacancies in tenured positions. To provide perspective, the district maintains approximately 1,100 tenured positions, so only 7 vacancies is an exceptional accomplishment. The committee commends Dr. Copeland and his team for their continued efforts to showcase all Hamilton Township School District has to offer as an employer. Recruitment for the 2025-2026 school year began in October 24, 11 months in advance. Board appointments for new staff started in March 2025 and continued through September. Dr. Copeland provided a breakdown of the 82 certificated staff hires in that time. There are 35 elementary teachers, 11 middle school teachers, 18 high school teachers, 12 district level staff, 5 elementary principals, and 1 elementary vice principal. Specific recruitment efforts include maintaining an active website and social media presence with a focus on educating candidates about the profession. 2 resources have been particularly valuable. First is how to become a teacher on the website, and the second is how to become a substitute teacher, which I know we discussed last year. In terms of all committee updates, Dr. Rocco led a discussion on chain of command and the appropriate processes for individuals to follow when seeking resolution to questions or concerns. I think that was a good discussion, just trying to pair questions and concerns with the people most able to address them in a timely and accurate manner. So that was great that we had that discussion. A draft document is currently being developed and will be shared once finalized. We had a number of policy discussions and updates that we discussed. The committee engaged in important policy discussions on the grading policy with recommendations for potential updates to the grading policy that were reviewed and supported by the committee. We talked about the exams and high school grading. The role of midterms and final exams was discussed. We talked about high school scheduling with a review of the current scheduling practices and a little bit about the block scheduling. And finally, the policies and bylaws on curriculum and instruction, which were provided to the committee. So that meeting was relatively short, but if you have any questions on personnel, I'm happy to take them to the best of my ability.
Thank you, Dr. McSheen. Do I have any questions on Personnel Committee report? Okay, seeing none. Dr. McSheen, do you have a report for the DCR Committee?
Yes. The District Community Relations Committee, chaired by Sandra Hodges-Jones, she forwarded me her report for DCR this month, and I will go through it. 1 second. Great. First, the final pop-up schoolhouse event took place on September 9th and successfully reached an additional 100 families and community members, bringing our total outreach for this initiative to over 400. Our first meeting of the year is scheduled for Tuesday, October 14th from 5 to 6 p.m. at Reynolds Middle School in the Media Center. For those who have already signed up, a calendar invite will be soon sent out. And if you're new and would like to join us, you can sign up on our webpage or email us at dcr@htsdnj.org. Based on feedback from the community, we're excited to announce that we'll be offering virtual meeting options this year. The full schedule is available on the district website and calendar. And I know that feedback was to help address people who are busy and have other commitments who may or may not be able to meet live in person. So hopefully that'll be able to expand the reach. We're actively seeking volunteers. If you're interested in joining a subcommittee or becoming more involved, please contact us at our email as well. And just to point out, if you would like more information, it's available on the website. You go to the main page, htsdnj.org, the one you're familiar with. You click on menu, then community, then District Community Relations Committee. So it's pretty straightforward, but it's a couple of steps. We are dedicated to the One Hamilton vision and are always looking for new members and volunteers to help us build a unified and continuously improving HTSD. If you're interested in co-chairing a subcommittee or getting more involved, please contact us at the email, again, dcr@htsdnj.org. This committee welcomes participation from all HTSD stakeholders. And that is it.
Thank you, Dr. McSheen. Dr. Ferrara, can you give us your Curriculum and Instruction Committee report?
Yes, thank you. Curriculum Instruction also met on September 10th. Mr. Scotto updated the committee on the professional development schedule that was offered to teachers during the opening days of the school year. If I counted correctly, Mr. Scotto, there were 81 different courses offered. Yeah? Oh, good. Many of the offerings were structured for specific grade levels. Others were structured for specific subject areas like phys ed and art, and there were courses designed for specific professionals like our school nurses. Professional development was also offered over the summer and during new teacher induction. So over the last 18 or so months, high school teachers, administrators, and staff have received professional development specifically for the introduction of block scheduling this year. At the time of our meeting, Mr. Scotto also relayed that he had tentative dates for dual enrollment, which Dr. Rocco just mentioned. Both high school parents and students will receive notices if you are in classes that are eligible for dual enrollment. And dual enrollment allows HTSD students to earn college credits at a reduced rate. Briefly, TCNJ offers dual enrollment for AP courses. William Patterson offers credit for several Spanish courses. The district's potential dual enrollment opportunities are listed on the curriculum instruction page. Sorry, that got slipped in there. Fairleigh Dickinson offers credit for several business courses. Kane offers credit for Teachers of Tomorrow, and Thomas Edison offers credit for the completion of the district's material classes. Again, it's on the website. If you go to the curriculum and instruction page, look on the left-hand side, look for the dual enrollment tab. You'll get more information there and who to contact. Moving to the agenda items up for approval tonight, we discussed motion number 5, which is a curriculum guide for the district's new name for the libraries called ACE, the Academic Centers for Enrichment. The 106-page document connects literature with STEAM and STEM activities for grades K-5. Each elementary school will now have a full-time librarian in the building, which is awesome. It used to be that librarians had to serve 2 buildings, and now we have 1 in each. In addition to fulfilling the traditional library role, these librarians will be leading academic enrichment activities as well as academic interventions. This is just another way the district is moving forward to improve student achievement. We also reviewed 4 policies that you will see on motion 6. These motions just tighten policy language due to changes in legislation. The committee declined to bring policy 0168 to the floor until Mr. Carrig reviewed it. That motion outlines the parameters for recording board meetings. Other motions to highlight include motion 3, which is a field trip request from Klockner Elementary School. Klockner students in grades 3 through 5 will be going to Princeton University for what is called Princeton University Athletic Day. Students will tour the campus, see a women's basketball game, and interact with Princeton students. Motion 4 is the district decommissioning textbooks that are no longer used. Those books get sold, and the Wilson librarian has decommissioned a number of overly loved books. The majority are listed as damaged, although I did notice that one of the decommissioned books had a publishing date of 1942. And finally, I would like to highlight motion 8, which are gift donations. Mercer Wealth Management, which has been generous in providing books and materials to the district over the last couple of years, is donating $1,000 worth of materials for the new elementary school library programs. And RWJ Barnabas Health is donating quality CPR mannequins, replacement lungs, and faces at a cost of close to $3,000. And as always, we really appreciate donations from the community. And that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Farr. Does anybody have any questions in regards to the Curriculum and Instruction Committee report? Okay.
Seeing none. Actually, I do apologize. I inadvertently forgot. You have a report for PTA? My apologies. For Ms. Harvey, negotiations.
Thank you. I'm pleased to report that the trades negotiation is now complete. It's on our agenda for approval tonight, and I would just like to thank Mrs. Atwood, Dr. Rocco, and Mr. Carrick for their assistance in helping bring this to a favorable agreement.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey. And again, I do apologize. I inadvertently forgot to go over board announcements, so I do apologize for that. So I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to start with Dr. McSheen. Do you have any board announcements?
Yep, I've got a couple. Just want to start off and say congratulations on the first couple of weeks with the students back. I know it doesn't just happen that you walk into school the Tuesday or Thursday after Labor Day. I know it's a lot of work, especially over the summer. And so I know we all really appreciate that. Also, I want to thank the Township, Police, Fire Department, community for putting on a really thoughtful September 11th memorial ceremony. It was beautiful weather and warm, and I think it was helpful to be there as someone who grew up in that climate. So just also special props to the combined high school choir that was there. They did an amazing national anthem. I really appreciated that. And finally, the Mercer County SBA is hosting a program actually that's tomorrow. It is a hybrid meeting, so if you can't attend in person, which is at Lawrence High School, you can also attend virtually, which is great. And the topic is AI. It's called AI Panel Discussion, Implementation, Guidelines, and Perspectives. I unfortunately have a commitment that I can't attend, which is something that's sad because I really enjoy learning about this topic. But if you're able to attend, feel free to. There's no cost as a board member to do that. And that's it from me.
Thank you, Dr. McSheen. Dr. Ferrara?
I just want to say thank you again to crossing guards. I pass one every single day, and they really they walk in the middle of the road, and there they are. And some people in our township are not driving very safely, but so I thank them. I thank people who are stopping when the buses are stopping and putting their stop sign out. And it doesn't mean just stopping behind them, it means stopping coming at them too. So I just want to remind people that there's kids walking, there's kids on quad bikes. Unfortunately, there's kids on electric bikes, but just for everybody to be aware that, school has started and kids are on the street. Thanks.
Dr. Ferrara. Ms. Stanton?
Yes, just briefly, a great welcome back to all of our students and staff and everyone that helps make every day go. I also, to follow up on what Dr. Ferrara had said, I know we have a lot of students that bike or skate to school. Please wear your helmets. It's the law, and you have growing brains in there that we care about. And also parents, like Dr. Rocco had said, we have a lot of back to school nights coming up. I wanted to remind our Sayan family that that is tomorrow night. I will be there. And I hope that everyone gets a chance to go to theirs, to meet their students' teachers and the faculty at your schools, and to get a good sense of how the school year will go for your student. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Stanton. Ms. Harvey?
Thank you. Last month, we had approved a program at Crockett for Charlie the Spaniard Brennerman, and Mr. Finaccio, the principal at Crockett, invited me to attend, and I just wanted to report back that it was a great event. I learned that Mr. Finaccio actually has a UFC fighter name. It's Finastio, so if anyone wants to challenge Mr. Finastio, he actually did a UFC demonstration with Mr. Brennerman. Mr. Brennerman is a former Spanish teacher and a UFC fighter. He explained to the students how he achieved greatness as a UFC fighter and talked about how in reflecting back, you have to look at your low light video, not your highlight video. And he had a great response to the students and engagement. Just some key points that might be of interest to our audience, that he talked about how luck is when training meets opportunity, and he actually explained how he rose to stardom in the UFC through a fluke, that one fighter who was the top seed was set to go against the other top seed, and the fighter got sick, and Mr. Brennerman's opposition that day for the fight got sick, and so he ended up fighting the top seed, and that launched his career, really. He talked about having to be yourself, that you need to learn from your losses, that life's a fight and your choices are your life. So I think it was a great program for these students, and they all were very engaged. And he actually spent, while we only paid for 2 assemblies, he gave us 3, and he stayed throughout the entire day and signed autographs at lunch, took pictures with students, and it was a great program. Next, I attended the elementary orchestra event that Dr. Rocco mentioned, and that's a great program every year. Parents of elementary students should look forward to it and attend so that their student can see different ways that the instruments work. So if their child's maybe can't decide between a saxophone and percussion, they can actually play on the instrument and talk to all of the music teachers in the district. So it's a great night, and we learned our lesson last year. There were so many people that you couldn't even get through the door, but this year we went half hour before it was ending, and it was a great time. Then I'm the liaison to Langtree, and I attended the back to school night and their PTA meeting, and was happy to hear that Langtree is first in math in our district, but they're also first in math, or for the first in math program, they are ranked number 2 statewide. So that's a great achievement for the students there, and they're encouraged to keep going on. And maybe all the other elementary schools, your students can go on at night to first in math and maybe surpass Langtree. They'll be mad at me, but it's something that all students can achieve. They were also received a national recognition award for a promising character award. And then lastly, Mrs. Gallo had mentioned about that the Tri-Shield guards that the board has approved are being successfully implemented in the schools and addresses the safety concerns. So just want to, I know there are concerns always about security, but at the elementary schools, the Tri-Shield is effectively dealing with any issues.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey. Ms. Williams?
Yes, I just want to take a moment to welcome all of the students, the parents, the teachers, administrators back to another great school year. This is just the start, but I also want to just drive home my message at how important it is for all of the parents that are listening out there, and I'll probably repeat myself several times throughout the year, but it's just very important, and I can't stress enough the partnership that you build with your child's teachers. It's very essential to your child's success as a student. So I would absolutely encourage all of the parents that can please reach out to your child's student somewhere along the line within the next month or so. It is the beginning of the school year. You can even take the moment when you go back to school if you're able to attend back to school evening. But in your child's Power School, you'll see the email address to their teacher or plural teachers, depending if they're in middle school or high school. And if you can, at your convenience, even when it's late at night, if you have a chance, just take a minute to email each of them, just to introduce yourself so that they know that you are committed and that you're there. You might not be able to show up to every event. You might not be able to, be as present as you would like to be, because we all have, jobs, first, second, caretaking, things of that nature. But just one message alone will go a long way, and then it will also help that teacher understand more about your child as a student. And again, it's a partnership. So I wish everybody a great start to the new year, and that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Mr. Finkel?
Yes, I would like to thank all the staff for a successful opening making the administrative part of this job much easier with the coordination with each school, with the administration. I also would like to give a shout out to John Miranda and his crew. We try to do as much as possible in the summer months. We're limited to basically 2 months of trying to get 6 months worth of work done. And the coordination between our facilities department, our subcontractors, and all the guys working very hard to make sure that the projects are completed expeditiously so the custodians have a chance to do their job before the staff comes back is a task that's just you don't know it until you get involved in it. So we start when school lets out, and we try to get done before the week school starts. But this doesn't just happen overnight. This is conversations. As you listen to my report, we're already talking about 26, 27, because we have to coordinate all this stuff with bids and contractors and other entities such as architects to make sure that this stuff gets started on time after school lets out. Sure, there are some glitches every now and then, but that's to be expected. But it was just a fantastic effort by all. And I'd like to thank the administration and the support staff for everything they did for an uneventful opening. Do we have other projects still in the works? Yeah, and I'm sure that they'll get done when they said they're going to get done. And I just want to thank everybody
Thank
for
you,
their
Mr.
hard work.
Kent. So we'll move back on to the committee reports. Do I have any questions on the monthly suspension report?
Ms. Thornton,
Which
I'm
is
sorry.
yes.
Right before we start that, Ms. Soto, I know she wasn't able to be here this evening since she's ill, but she had emailed me and asked that we also share with the community that Music in Motion is happening this weekend here at Steiner, showcasing the 3 Hamilton marching bands as well as many more. So we ask for you to come out and check that out with your families.
Do we have a time on that?
She didn't give me a time, but I'm
Okay.
sure I could look that up. I will find that for you.
Thank you very much. That's a great event. So we have a lot of great events going on this weekend as well at the other schools. So monthly suspension report, which it's the beginning of the school year, so we don't have it. The monthly HIB report, it's the beginning of the school year, so it's not applicable, as well as the monthly health report. So at this time, I'm going to move on to hearing of the public on agenda items. As I had made mention at our last meeting, this is on agenda items. We have 2 hearing of the public sessions. First one is on agenda items, second one is on school-related matters. I do ask when you come up to the microphone, please state your name and your address if you wish for the record. And remember that we do have a 4-minute time period. So I do have 2 individuals signed up for the first hearing of the public, but I do have to ask the first individual, Jeffrey Bosch. So I see that it is on something that is technically not an agenda item, and I would want to bring you up, but I'm going to put you on, if it's okay, for the first person on the second, if that's okay with you, sir. Okay, thank you, and I apologize. I'm just trying to follow the rules and protocols, okay? Thank you for being so understanding. John Muka?
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Muka. I'm a lifelong Hamilton resident, and I'm a candidate for the school board in this fall's election. A couple of routine questions here. I'd like to follow up on the report that Mr. Kanka did and what you're voting on for the pools project. So that's $1.7 million for this phase. So my question is, do we know what it's going to eventually cost for the completion of all the things that have to be done?
Can you continue, Mr. Muka? We'll get those questions answered for you.
Well, I would like to impose on you a little bit to maybe try to get an answer right now, since we have 20 minutes here and I'm the only one coming to the microphone.
And unfortunately, as per the rules, each individual has 4 minutes. So I don't want to take away your time, so please continue with any other
I'm not
questions that
asking
you might
for
have.
more time, I'm just asking to engage in answering a question. Now, it used to be about a 13, 12, 10 to $12 million project when we were seeking the bonds that didn't come through. And I'm just wondering, is it still a $12 to $13 million project? And what is going to happen with the Crockett facility in terms of the community pools or whatever was going to go in there? Is that still in the planning and in our future, or is it not?
Please continue. I'm writing down all your questions so that we can get them answered for you.
Well, President Thornton, we can waive these rules at any time that you want. So why don't we waive the rules for 30 seconds and just answer the question as to what's happening in the future?
Please continue with your questions.
All right, well, another routine question. We have something that's being voted on tonight, the appointment EDP paraprofessional list. That's item number 3, I think, under personnel. There's about 100 names on this list. And of course, a reasonable question would be, what is the total for all of this extra money that's being approved?
Please continue.
Can you waive the rules and just get an estimate?
Sir, I'm going to follow the NJ School Board's rules and protocols on how to administer a school board meeting, and this is your time to ask the questions. It's not a back and forth. I do not want to take away any more of your time, so please, if you have any other questions, continue.
Well, there's only 2 ways to get the question answered, and that is for you to waive the rules, or else a member of the school board would have to make a motion and raise the question and get the answer. So I turn to our representatives on the school board, and I ask one or more of you to take your responsibilities seriously and ask some of these questions for the good of the community. And that's what you're here for, to be the ones that ask these questions, because as a member of the public, it's against the rules. So I thank you for your time. I hope you'll take that suggestion.
Thank you, Mr. Muka. So I'm just going to take a moment because, Mr. Muka, you did bring up some points in regards to why we do not have a question and answer, and I'm actually going to ask Mr. Carrig, our board attorney, to please reply and just give you a little background on that.
So the New Jersey School Boards Association is a publicly created entity that all public school boards in New Jersey are a member of. They promulgate guidance, directives, training, and assist school board members in the administration of their duties. They have on their website information, what is proper protocol for public participation. This is specifically what they say. Comments from citizens generally go through the chair at the board meeting, usually the board president. Boards use the public comment period as an opportunity to listen to citizen concerns, but not to debate issues or enter into a question and answer session or a cross-examination between the public and individual members. That is what the training and guidance is with respect to public comment. So it's the time for public commenters to come up, express their views. They can ask questions, but the standard operating procedure for district boards of education is to document those questions, provide them to the appropriate administrator or superintendent, and then have it filtered through the appropriate people to then respond to the person from the public so that their questions are answered in a full way, rather than stopping the meeting or stopping the action in the meeting to go through what can often be something that requires quite a lot of detail and may also require a lot of review of information. And so this is the training that board members receive. This is the advice that we provide to all the districts that I represent, and it's consistently applied throughout New Jersey. So that's why it goes on this way.
Thank you, Mr. Carrig.
So this is out of order now. So if you could please take your seat, sir. Sir,
Mr.
you are
Muka,
not.
please take your seat. You had your time to speak. If you'd like to come back up on the second hearing of the public, you're more than welcome to. Thank you. We're going to move on to agenda items. Dr. Farrar, can you take us through curriculum and instruction agenda items?
Happily. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, I move curriculum and instruction items 1 through 8.
Second.
Okay, do I have any questions in regards to curriculum and instruction items? Mr. Kanka?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Harvey?
I just had a comment on the potential student field trips. I think that, just wanted to point out that Dr. Monroe is organizing a trip to Princeton University for Athletic Day. I think that that is a great trip to inspire the 3rd through 5th graders, not only because it is an Ivy League that's in our backyard, but it's also showing them a different thing that you don't usually think about Ivy Leagues and sports, but to show how the two are combined and to inspire our youth to have goals that they can achieve.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey.
No questions.
Dr.
Nothing,
Farrar?
thank you.
Dr. McSheen?
Yes, I do have a question on one of the updated policies. That's item number 6, the policy number, if it's 0162. I had a question on, basically, so regarding personnel matters, we're required to give notice ahead of discussion and allow the person to basically request public meeting discussion as opposed to executive session. Yep, and that's true. My question is, there's a cutoff, which I understand because there's agenda considerations and communication considerations. So that's true, and then it says for up to 48 hours ahead of the meeting. So I guess my question is, if there is an urgent and pressing matter that comes up within that 48 hours, is it mandatory for that event to be addressed at the following board meeting, or are there cases in which we should consider them for the immediate board meeting? Does that make sense?
Couldn't we make a motion and move it if we found that time crunch and needed to do it, we would just walk it onto the agenda?
So, but I guess
It's actually in the policy at paragraph 4.
Paragraph 4, you said?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think that helps because it was a matter, I guess I was misreading in the way it was addressed in number 4, so I appreciate that. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Ms. Atwood, roll call?
Dr. Farrar?
Yes.
Harvey?
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. McSheen?
Yes.
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 Yes. Mr. Kanka, can you take us through finance and operation?
Sure. Upon recommendation of the superintendent, I move finance and operation motions 1 through 11.
Second.
Okay, do I have any questions in regards to finance and operation agenda items? Dr. McSheen?
No.
Dr. Ferrara?
No.
Ms. Stanton?
No, thank you.
Harvey?
No, thank you.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Mr. Kanka? Ms. Atwood, can you take us through roll call?
Dr. Farrar?
Yes.
Harvey?
I abstain on finance motion number 9, purchase order 2604133. Yes to the rest.
Yes.
McSheen?
Yes.
Hinton?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Dr. McSheen, can you take us through personnel items?
Yes. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, I move personnel items 1 through 16.
Second.
So, Dr. McSheen, I do believe we have 1, 2,
Oh, right.
it is on there? Okay. Okay.
I was.
Mr. Kanka, any questions?
No.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Harvey?
No.
Ms. Stanton?
No, thank you.
Dr. Ferrara?
I just need to point out that on item number 3, A36, the person we are approving has the same last name as a school board candidate, and I just want to make clear that there is absolutely no relation between the two people.
Did you want to? That's fine.
Dr. Farrar, thank you for clarifying that, and just so the public is clear that personnel motion number 3, which is EDPs, paraprofessionals, are the contracted coaching positions that the district agrees upon with the union for the school year. So the community will see that these EDPs are listed for the fall, winter, and spring. And periodically, you will see adjustments as coaches sometimes take on other roles and responsibilities. But thank you for clarifying that.
Dr. McSheen?
Nope, no questions. Thank you.
So I don't have a question, but each month at our meetings, we do recognize our retirements here in Hamilton. We do have 2 this evening. So we have an educational assistant, 17 and a half years service to Hamilton, Karen Baker, and an educational assistant at Hamilton High East here at Steiner, 18 years service to Hamilton, Stacy Danka. We wish you all the best on your retirement, and we thank you for your service to Hamilton. Ms. Atwood, can you take us through roll call?
Dr. Farrar?
Yes.
Harvey?
I abstain from personnel, motion 6, line A1, yes to the rest.
I didn't hear the motions that were called. Is it 1 through 16?
Yes.
Yes on everything, but I abstain on 16.
Dr. McSheen?
I abstain on, there's a few here. So item 5, A2 through 7. So that's A2 through 7. I also abstain on A25 through 32. And yes to the rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Now we're moving on to hearing of the public on school-related matters. I do have 6 individuals signed up, so I'm just asking for the board to approve an extension on the time frame so that all members of the community that are signed up have the ability to come up to the microphone.
Second.
Ms. Atwood?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes.
Thank you. So as I had said before, I am going to start with Mr. Jeffrey Bach. Is it Bach?
77 Christine Avenue. We are here on behalf of VFW Post 3525 in Hamilton and VFW Post 491 in Yardville. We are not here to bitch and complain. We are here to give away money. We have 3 scholarships that we have on an annual basis. We have our Patriots Pen that is for all students 6th, 7th, and 8th. It is a writing project The national prize they receive is $5,000 and a free trip with their family down to Washington, D.C. Our second one, and this is open to any student in any grade for 6th, 7th, and 8th in any of the schools. Then we have our Voice of Democracy. It is an audio recording that they do for all high school students, 9 through 12. The grand prize winner receives a $30,000 scholarship. So once again, we are here to help give away $30,000. All these deadlines for these programs are October 31st. So we're here to go on record, and we are please asking that if the board can help get a copy of these applications into each of those teachers' mailboxes for that. And our last one then we have is our Teacher of the Year Award. This is open to any grade, K through 12. The winning teacher, they can either self-nominate or they can be nominated by anyone else on their behalf. Even from parents can nominate that teacher. The winning teacher receives a $1,000 cash prize, and their school also receives a $1,000 gift from our VFW national organization. So it's great for anybody to take part, free $1,000 for your school and for that teacher to go for however they see fit. So once again, we're just here to ask that if the board can help make a copy of these forms and get them distributed to each of the teachers' mailboxes. And this is a program that we run every single year. And also finally, the VFW has a Veterans in the Classroom program. So we do have them, so for any grades K through 12, we are invited every year to Klockner Elementary for their Flag Day program that we assist with them every year. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Brock. First, I'd like to say thank you for your service. How generous for you to come here in Hamilton to provide this opportunity for our students. Thank you so much. If you don't mind leaving that information with Ms. Atwood, our business administrator, so we would be happy to circulate that throughout our district. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I have Janice Glonick.
Janice Glonick, 432 Trinity Avenue.
Little closer, Janice, I can't hear you.
Okay,
Perfect.
Janice
Yes, thank
Glonick,
you.
432 Trinity Avenue. Okay. I am really upset and disappointed in our school system for not putting in the 15 to 20 minutes a week to teach our kids to read cursive writing. Just 15 to 20 minutes, that's all it was. I'll give up the writing lesson part of it, except for writing their name neatly. But writing practice could come with having them write 2 spelling words on their test each week in cursive. The teacher shows after the lesson how they should have been written, which would take just 1 minute. When correcting the test, the teacher can either fix up only the really bad ones or all, whatever she prefers, but that would help to induce cursive writing. But the really important thing that I am really upset about is the reading of cursive writing, which was left out. That needed to stay. The next week after the spelling test, to practice reading cursive, the teacher could put a sentence on the board using one of those words that they had to write in the sentence, and they would have a challenge paper in their desk, which could be used for 2 months, and they just whip it out, and they pull it out, and they have 5 minutes to print the sentence. The teacher would walk around and just glance at the paper, see who got it right, and then she would show on the board how to read it. That would take 15 to 20 minutes the most, and this is per week. With half the country mandating learning cursive, our kids are going to run across it by the time they graduate. What Hamilton is doing is increasing the number of kids who can't read cursive. That's terrible. I was told there's a computer program we have to teach cursive, and supposedly all the parents know about it, which I doubt they all do. It could be nice to see a demonstration of this at the school board meeting of what it does and how it works every September to refresh our memories and people who have never heard about it. And to send a flyer home to the parents of every 4th and 5th grader the 4th week of September of how to find it in the system, and a note emphasizing how important it is to be able to read cursive with over half the country doing it. Maybe we'll be able to save some of our students by using it, though as we've learned from being home during COVID, how doing computer lessons The students need to have a body standing over them in order to get the effect we need and the correcting of errors. I'm running across so many people complaining how their grandkids, nieces, and nephews can't read the written notes on the cards they send. I told them to keep doing it, and maybe they'll start learning to read cursive. Try to save and enrich them, I tell them, and hopefully they'll see that it makes the notes so much more personable with cursive writing, and it would be nice if it slipped in every now and then to show them, and if this computer program is such that it's put out so people like me who are computer illiterate can see it and see how it's done, and then we encourage our kids to do it. Like I said, hopefully something will be done. Without a body standing over you, things aren't as effective as when you're just doing the computer, but it would be nice to know about this and it be emphasized every year, and with a flyer going home for the 4th and 5th grade parents to see this, that they may do it so we can get our kids to read cursive. It is needed. They will come across it, trust me.
Thank you, Ms. Klonick. Jessica Trombino.
Good evening.
A little closer to the microphone, Ms. Trombino, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm a veteran mom. I've been here for a long time. I've been coming to school board meetings for a long time and staying out of the public eye. I guess since COVID and having one child left in the school district, I started to recognize things, and I thought, you know what? I got some time. I happened to retire, so I figured, I'll get more involved. And I wish my last child would get more involved, because I've been in this auditorium many a time, enjoying wonderful plays and all the things in this school district. But my last child just wants to stay out of the spotlight completely. I think COVID really did a number on her, as it did to many, many children. But I came here tonight to put something on record. I am new to the public eye. As you all know, I decided to run for school board at the end of July or so. And I did that not to tear anybody down. I think my mission statement has been clear. I haven't been divisive or argumentative or anything. I've been trying to stick to what I am really trying to address in the school system. I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting some fresh energy on a school board. Not to say that any of you guys aren't doing a great job. I commend you all for being public servants. But what I wanted to put on record here tonight is that being that I'm new to the public eye, I am also new to public scrutiny. And I'm learning how to handle that. And online, of course, there's going to be members of the community that are opinionated and living their lives the way they do and speaking how they do about people that they disagree with. I personally think that a lot of the language that these members of community use is very hateful rhetoric. It's divisive, and I don't think that it serves any purpose when it comes to like unifying people. And if you just look at, instead of like reading the subtext, how about you just listen to my mission statement and understand that I'm being true to my word. So, but what I wanted to also mention is that on social media, I'm seeing certain members on this school board regularly engaging with these particular people that are singling out me and my running mates. It shows the community, because I'm going to tell you something. I didn't even know these people, okay? I mean, I know you guys, but I mean, I didn't know the people that were causing like some issues. I had multiple people message me saying, hey, go check out so-and-so's page because you made it to his page. And hey, I really think that you should refute this argument that so-and-so is saying about you. And so when I go on these particular posts, I notice members on this school board loving his comments, some of the other people's comments on the same thread, loving and liking reactions and engaging interactions. And I'm letting you know that, I mean, it kind of hurts, but also the community sees it, and they let me know, and they see who is interacting and who is engaging, and as do I. And I don't particularly like it, you know? I mean, when it's one thing if it was just, you know, engaging in like, you know, things, you know, it's normal to engage with each other. It's not normal to engage in threads that are spreading hateful rhetoric. Now, some of you might argue that it's not hateful, but some of it is, just flat out. So I just wanted to put that on record, and thank you for hearing me, and thank you for your public service.
Thank you. John Muka?
My name is John Muka. I'm a lifelong Hamilton resident, and I'm very proud to be on the same ticket with Jessica Trombino, who you just heard from. There's a guy that goes by the initials MVW. We all know who he is. And this is the fourth campaign he's been actively disrupting with all kinds of toxic fictions. And I've asked members of this school board to rebuke him and stand away from him, but you don't want to do it. So that's a problem, and that's what Jessica is taking to heart here. Now, the reason I ask about the pools is because in April and May of 2023, I sat in these board meetings when a $30 million project for a pre-K building was being approved to be proposed to get funding. And then 2 years later, it suddenly appeared again, and we were supposed to get state money, we were supposed to get funding, and it didn't work out. But at the time, in May of 2023, some conversation with the public might have helped put together a much better proposal that would have been funded, and we would be building it now. So when I asked the school board members to bring these questions up before you take the vote, and none of you brought up any of the questions for a potentially $13 million project, I would have to ask why we have 4 swimming coaches in this approved money tonight. What are they doing? They don't have pools. So there's another question to be asked. Now, I can't get any answers here, but you members of the board should be asking those questions on behalf of me and other people in the community that are asking the same questions. And I'm wondering when you're going to do that. And President Thornton and Dr. Rocco, you make the agenda for each of these meetings. A simple commitment to make this an agenda item for discussion at the next meeting would be most appreciated. Are you able to do that right now?
I do not have the agenda for next month, sir.
Yes, but at some point you will be making the agenda for next month. So can you commit to putting this as an agenda item for discussion? No, probably not. And Mr. Carrick, is there a law against the questions that I asked tonight being answered in the next school board meeting?
Sir, I answer to the Board of Education.
All right, it would just seem reasonable to people in the community like myself that at the next board meeting, some of these questions should be addressed. And now as for Janice, please, this lady is a treasure to us. I can't believe we're not doing cursive. So many people in the community ask about that when I talk to them. I see it all the time in YouTube videos on how writing things down with a pen and pencil is a much better way to internalize what you're trying to learn. So let's stop patronizing her and just make it part of the curriculum with a proficiency test every May for the involved students that you can all report to us and see just how much progress we're making, and let's just go ahead and do this. I'm 100% behind Janice. She's here every month, and so many members of the community want the same thing, and she's absolutely right. There's many, many places in the country, half of the schools are going in this direction. So please, take that to heart. We saw a long discussion in the last month's meeting, over $800. Yet we can't get basic questions answered about multi-million-dollar projects. So how about if we step up and do that as a school board? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Muka. Chanel Vickers Ames.
Hello. Chanel Vickers Ames, a lifelong Hamiltonian. So just a few updates that I wanted to inquire about. My specialty, crosswalk-based safety. I just wanted to know if all of the elementary schools have been updated. I will do my part and ride the town and look for myself, but I needed to let all the people out there on Zoom and word of mouth know that I'm not done with this project yet. And also, once the elementary schools that do not have it, will we move on to the middle schools? Traffic in front of Grice is dreadful, and they definitely need one. And then the last thing what I wanted to say was thank you for all of your hard work with the mayor, with the raised crosswalks. We appreciate it at the Wilson School. It is beautiful. Taking a little time for the parents to get used to it, but it definitely is slowing people down. So I wanted to know if this will be something that we're gonna roll out across the district to all of the schools, since we know that it is slowing people down on that particular road. I do know another neighborhood saying has it also. I did my homework on that part. So I just wanted to know if we're gonna pass that along to all the other schools with the raised crosswalks and moving the flashing lights onto middle schools. And that's it, thank you.
And thank you for always advocating for our students' safety and the community. We appreciate you.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Chadwick.
Evening. My name's Kyle Chadwick, and I am also running for school board. Never thought I'd do it, but after attending a few of these meetings, this board needs some fresh air. And my statements tonight are directed directly to you, Dr. Rocco, because you say our schools are safe and secure. Well, I just walked in the back door of one of our 3 largest schools, no metal detector, no security, and I could have wandered anywhere in the building if I made a right. These buildings should be locked tight with security near any door and an active metal detector anytime the public is in the building. And the way it is right now, I could have came in and made a right instead of a left, and you wouldn't know where I was until I did harm to someone. And I don't blame your officers because they're doing as they're told. But think. Thank you.
That concludes the hearing of the public, and I'm going to move on to other business of the board. I'll start with Mr. Kanka. Anything for other business, Mr. Kanka?
Yes. Yes. There was like everybody's been referencing social media, this, social media, that, and I actually believe about none of that stuff that goes on. But I just wanted to clear up or inform the public of some of the things that the board and the administration has been accused of not putting our students and our staff front and foremost in a safe environment. We started this initiative back in during our referendum, where we had approximately $8 or $9 million involved in updating portions of our school for safety for our students. And I'm just going to read off a list of some of the items that this board and this administration has done since the start of that referendum. And we continue on today with these items. It's a work in project, a process, but since that, we've built security vestibules in our schools. We have new lockdown doors in our classrooms. We have visitor scanner systems. We have security film on the window, on the low-level windows, so they're not easily accessible from the outside. We have an exterior card access for our staff, weapons detection system. We have upgraded exterior and interior cameras with camera software district-wise with annual enhancements based on needs. We have security guards and SROs in every one of our schools. We have a program right now called a door ajar sensor system that's in the process of being installed. We have a 9/11 inform emergency management system that's in place. We have the UKG swipe access system at all our buildings, and we have decommissioned out-of-date technology systems. That's on the physical side. On the cyber side, we have a two-factor identification implementation for all of our staff, migrated from local network shared drives to Google Drive, a GoGuardian beacon and smart alerts for our students in crisis, early detection and response software, antivirus AMP upgrades to all of our Windows devices, and Cisco Umbrella in this district. So for the social media, so for the people out there saying that this board and this administration has done very little for school safety, I just wanted to bring up these items that we have worked on, and that we are working on. And if I can't go into any detail on any of this stuff, if you want any details on any of these particular items, contact the administration and what is actually available to not jeopardize our student and staff safety. I'm sure they will give you the information that you're looking for. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we weren't sitting up here doing nothing. We are working every single day to make this district as safe as possible for our students. And that, I yield my time back.
Thank you, Mr. Kanka. Thank you, Mr. Kanka. Ms. Williams, do you have anything for other business?
No.
Ms. Harvey, do you have anything for other business? No, thank you. Ms. Stanton, anything for other business?
I just wanted to follow up. I got the information from Music in Motion.
Yes.
It is here on Saturday from noon to 3 p.m., and there will be 10 bands in attendance, including our 3.
Wonderful. And that is outside on the athletic field?
Correct, here.
Great, thank you. Dr. Ferrara?
I just want to say that every single month, the chairs of the committee, report out what we have discussed. Mr. Kanka has to give one of the most detailed committee reports ever, each month, on facilities, why we aren't. It was last month that Mr. Kanka reported out that we had one bid for the pools, and it was too high, and we were going back to negotiate. So we're here, we're telling the community what we do every month at our meetings. You know, other than going to people's homes and having tea and crumpets, I don't know what else people expect. You know, we have our committee meetings, we talk these issues through, we bring them to the board meetings and report out what we have learned. So I don't know how we can get any better than that. We're doing our jobs as we have been elected to do and as we are instructed to do by New Jersey school boards.
Thank you, Dr. Farrar. Dr. McSheen, anything for other business?
No, thank you.
Seeing that we do not have any other items for other business, can I please have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes.